We're going to talk today about the eyes, and in particular, we're going to be talking about drooping eyelids and some of my favorite tips and tricks for dealing with droopy eyelids. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be getting a number of devices involved in our class today, and we're going to be using the Anma. Here's an Anma. I'm going to be giving you some tips on that. We're going to be using our Clear Blend Mini again, doing some detail work around the eyes. And then we're also going to be doing the Mitama today. And I'm going to be showing you specifically some real tricks for cutting your pads. The Mitama pads come in the squares or the rectangles. And the squares are nice, but they're really big. And we can do some really nice detailed work if we cut those pads up. So I'm going to take you through a little tutorial on how to cut your Mitama pads so that you can work on the eyelid area. So let's get started the way I would normally. Let's start with the eyes, really how we would get started in the evening if we were to do this treatment in the evening. And what I want to talk about first of all is the eye tissue and the skin around the eyes. It's very delicate. Most people don't realize how delicate that tissue is, and we can over-treat the area. We can use too harsh of cleansers on the eye area. If you use a lot of heavy makeup, a lot of concealers, a lot of eyeshadows, liners, mascaras, all of that can be very aging if you're not super careful. So one of the first things let's start out with is choosing a cleanser for the eye area. We have a few different ones at Art of Skincare that work well for the eye area, but basically you can use any cleanser in the eye area that is gentle, that does not contain sodium lauryl sulfate, and does not contain any acids. So a lot of our acid cleansers are fun. They're nice because they really give us that nice exfoliation. They really help tone the pores, but around the eye area, they are too strong and they're just gonna dry this area out, and the skin is gonna get crepey and delicate, dry, even flaky from using the wrong kind of cleanser there. So one of my favorite cleansers that I pull out a lot is Nelly DeVost. This is a micellar foam. So this is actually, it's a foam cleanser, and it's a cleanser and toner in one. So I also love this if you don't have access to water. You can use this to remove your makeup, to clean your face, and then wipe it away with one of our Lush cloths without even using water, and your skin will be fine. Now, I just like water. I mean, for me, I can't wash my face without having water. So at home, I do use water with this, but I don't splash it on my face or anything like that. I foam up all over. Then I use a wet Lush cloth. I use that wet Lush cloth to remove the residue of the cleanser from the skin. So I'm going to start out today. I'm just going to try and I'm looking now to make sure I have a Lush cloth set out here because I want to be able to. I do have a Lush cloth. We're in luck. I have one of our freebies from our reward center. You can always get these in the reward center. So every time you check out at Art of Skincare, just put one of these in your cart from the reward center and get yourself one. Today, because I'm not near the sink, I'm going to use it dry. I've got my micellar foam here, and I'm going to go ahead and remove my eye makeup. So I like to be really careful about how much eye makeup I use. I'm going to do a couple cleanses because I do have eye makeup on today, and we're not using water, and it's going to be just take a little extra. Water works best when removing eye makeup with this. So going for my second cleanse, just removing the eye area. I was talking about eye makeup and just how drying it can be. So it was super important to everyone that I'm hoping not to get this in my eyes as I do this, super important that you remove your eye makeup every night. If you don't do that, you're gonna age your eyes. And I have to have water. Oh, I do have some kind of water. I have my isocell recovery solution. So I'm adding some isocell recovery solution because oh, I just have to have some water on there. I'm just that person that needs water. I love water. It rehydrates the skin and it really helps with the cleansing process. So here we go. I'm gonna look right in the camera to see if I have it off. I hopefully have most of it off, so we're in good shape here. I don't want to have this cleanser running into my eyes or anything getting in my eyes while I'm doing the treatment. So I'm just making sure that I have everything off and my eyes feel good, because we're gonna do a lot of work here. So number one thing that we've done here is remove the eye makeup with something really gentle. Now this winter, pretty much since Christmas, my eyes have been at their worst. I drank a lot of wine and cocktails over the holidays. I was outdoors a lot. The heating is on in the house, so my skin's really dehydrated. I didn't drink enough water. I ate a lot of sugar. And so my eye area has been very crepey and dry. And I've been, it's great because I'm pulling everything off the shelves at Art of Skincare and I'm testing. I'm like, okay, what's gonna make the difference here? What am I gonna do? I'm testing all these things. And Anti-Age came out with a new eye product. This is their eye cream. And I have to tell you, I am in love. It took about a week of using this and then I saw a serious difference. Underneath my eyes was looking really puffy and really delicate. So kind of bruisey almost. I'd had a couple of facials and one of the estheticians was kind of rough around this area and it just left my eyes really puffy, saggy, not happy, combined with all the holiday madness. It was bad. But I totally have fallen in love with this eye cream from Anti-Age. So I'm gonna put that on first. So I have this nice moist thing going on. I didn't grab my MBK eye rejuvenator, but you could use your MBK eye rejuvenator. This is so silly, really. Let me go look in my basket because there's no way I could plan to do this on eyes without bringing it. No, really, I am that silly that I didn't grab my eye rejuvenator. Well, hopefully you have one of those at home. The MBK eye rejuvenator is a very gentle device that helps with product penetration. So I've got my really wonderful stem cell eye cream on. Now, if this were in the morning, I would go ahead, because my skin has been so dry, I would probably go ahead and put Sculptra Promoter eye cream on top of it, just on this outer area to give that extra moisture that's gonna last through the entire day. At nighttime, what I'm putting on, but I'm not gonna do it now because it would interfere with my treatment. At nighttime, I'm putting this on, then I'm grabbing Hale and Hush Brilliant Eye and Lip Serum. And this is that kind of, leaves that occlusiveness on the eyes. See if you can see it here. You can kind of see it's getting that kind of greenish. It's kind of like a mermaid cream. Gets a bluish greenish. And I'm putting that on my lips and I'm also just putting it out here in this outer orbital area of my eyes. That's all I'm doing at nighttime. But today we're talking about tools and devices. So I'm not putting that on. I don't want that to interfere because that's oily. I don't want that to interfere with our microcurrent and the other things that we're doing today. So when we talk about droopy eyelids, which I've got some good ones for you, we've got to think about tension in the scalp, and we've got to think about tension in the jaw area, because we have this dynamic going on where this is really tight, this is all really tight, and it's all squeezing this in here, see? And the droopiness is coming on, right? So we've got to work on, first of all, before we do any of our microcurrent, we've got to grab our ANMA. Here it is. And we've got to do some release of the facial tension. Now, the number one thing that people do wrong with this ANMA is they use it as a deep tissue massage tool. Your face does not need deep tissue massage. What we are working on when we work with the ANMAs, we're working on fascia. And the fascia is this thin layer over the face, and we just want to release that. In order to do that, you need to use very light pressure. So your pressure is so light that it's just basically the weight of this simple device on the skin and then moving around. So I'm going to grab Sculpta's Promoter Collagen Gel. Any of your conductive gels you can do this with, but I need to have some slip as I am doing my on-my massage. So first of all, you want to get up into the scalp area, and just same with the scalp, it's just the weight of the device massaging around this area. And in particular, you're wanting to get around this area around the ears, our temples, where these muscles are very tight. And so you're the first thing you want to do before you do your Claire blend, before you do your Mitama, just go on there and just do some really light work with your Anma, releasing some tension in there. And then what I'm going to do, get some more gel on my fingers. My skin's absorbing this fast. We're just so dry at this time of year. So I want to work my forehead because all of these muscles have to do right with the eyebrows and the lifting and toning of this area. So I'm going to go up and down on the forehead, and really, can you see I'm going so light? It's hard to tell you guys how light to go with this. Light, and the older you are, the lighter you go, because your skin and the fascia needs a delicate touch. And then back and forth this way. And I like to get right underneath the brow so I can get one of these little flanges under the brow and one above. You can play with these, really have fun with it, switch it around. So now I have the short nubs on top going around, and I always just keep playing with it. This little area through here, this really contributes to the drooping of the eye. And you can see I'm rubbing my fingers on here. I am not pulling hard. It's just the weight of my fingers and this very delicate movement, spreading these muscles, the fascia, spreading out that fascia, getting the blood circulating in that area. Take your Anma, you can do the same thing, just very lightly up and down through that area. I'm going to come in around the eye, underneath the eye and above the eye. And you can use your fingers. And I'm just kind of doing this opening in this area. Very gentle. Opening under here. And it's, with the Anma, so delicate. Such a gentle movement. Spread some of my gel down onto my cheek here. I hope you guys went and grabbed your Anmas so that you're doing your Anma with me right now. The sides of the face here. Again, even though this is such a big, strong muscle, we're not working the muscle right now. We're working the fascia. The fascia is what's pulling all that surface, creating all that surface tension that's creating the drooping of the eyelids. It's not the big muscle that we're going after. It's that fascia that wants to pull all that down. Those chronic fascia patterns that we develop when we read, when we look at things, when we're concentrating. So I've got my 11s here, so I'm going to use a little back and forth friction on my 11s. Still really super light. Light, light, light. Let's go off to the other side now. Let's get some gel on here. Again, if you don't have an Anma, you can use your fingers. Just lifting and opening up that eye area. It's not deep tissue. That's the most important thing I can tell you guys, is that it's so delicate. Even when I'm working in the face area and I'm working on the nasal labial folds and the tension around the jaw, I'm so gentle with this. Now, some of you have been asking a lot about the gloves the Mitama gloves. So if I had the Mitama gloves on right now, I could do these movements with Mitama gloves. It would still be just as gentle as this. Come in here and get on the inside of the eye. There's a really strong muscle that contributes to drooping and pulling down in between here. So lifting in that area, cross, get my Anma here. Now there are some pressure points around the eyes too, where you can release your sinuses and really drain the tension out of there. You can feel those with your fingertips. If you go in, if it feels a little tender, like right around there, right around here, you can just use very light pressure just to give yourself a little massage, a little lymphatic drainage along with it, okay? No, I just saw a message fly by on here about making your do-it-yourself conductive gel. No. I will never be showing you how to do a do-it-yourself conductive gel, because I really like conductive gels that have those more advanced ingredients. I'm really looking at great delivery systems, so we're delivering really key ingredients into the skin, and you can't do that at home. You can make something, I suppose, that would be slippery and conductive that will just glide over the surface, but the tools that I'm using, especially the Mitama, it's all about product penetration. So you want to use something that has good ingredients that are really going to help with this whole aging process. You want those good ingredients, and you want to be penetrating those into your skin. So you want to have the right chirality, that's so that it actually works well with the skin and all of that. So that is my Anma. I'm getting in, I mean, that's a pretty abbreviated, but that's an idea of getting in there with your Anma and really stressing to you guys how light that pressure is, okay? So let's go number 2. Let's do a little bit with our Claire Blend Minis. So I've got my Claire Blend Mini out. I'm plugging it in right now. I've got a lot of conductive gel, but it's dried. So I'm just gonna grab some Isocell Recovery Solution. This is the perfect wetting solution for microcurrent because it has those minerals in the solution that are really gonna help to conduct the current, the microcurrent. So when we're coming in around the face, we're always with the microcurrent, we're thinking about lifting, right? So I'm gonna get in and do some lifting movements. I'm starting in the outer area, but I want to go and lift through the forehead. You can do this slower. I have 2 ways I do it. I have a prolonged treatment where I really pay attention to those beeps, and I start with 1 beep and I slowly work up, and then I hold it for the 2nd beep. That's one way of doing it. Or you can do mini treatments. And the mini treatments are those little treatments that you can do every day or every other day that are just going to boost those messages, boost what's going on in here. Now with the 11s, I'm going to do a little cross fiber with my Claire Blend Mini. I need more water. So a little cross fiber friction on there, really getting the blood circulating through those muscles. And then I want to pay attention, if I'm wanting to lift my brows, I want to come in with 1 probe below the brow and 1 above the brow. And I am lifting, lifting, lifting. And you can actually have fun playing with this. Oftentimes you can see a difference as you're going. And you can get one eye all nice and lifted, and you can spend more time here doing this lifting here. If this is the area you want to do the most lifting, really getting in there, and then you can compare one side to the other and go, oh yeah, I can see some lifting happening there. No, the Clear Blend Mini does not get warm. Some holds right in the area where I really want to hold. When you're talking about your Clear Blend Mini and working with it, really have fun with it. Play with your skin, play with your face. You know, I want to get some circulation going here. So I'm going to come in here and lift. I can start on the 1 beep here. Let's listen for it. Well, that's the 2 beep. There's 1 beep. And I can slowly work my way out and up and then hold for the 2 beep. It's hard to wait that long when you're making a video. At home, you guys can do that. For me, I'm just going to go faster and show you the movements. So I'm working movements through here. I'm moving movements up. Thinking about how can I pull and lift this stuff? How can I reactivate those tired muscles? Okay. That's what I'm doing when I'm playing with this. So those are some lifting things that you can get in. This is the Clear Blend Microcurrent Mini, Clear Blend Mini. This is a professional strength device that's sold for home use. Many estheticians use this device, and in the beginning I did, 20 years ago, I was using this as my microcurrent device when I was doing facial treatments. We get such great results with it. Now we're using more advanced tools and devices that are much more expensive to do more detailed work and whatnot. But I tell you, this little guy works really well, and for the price, it's amazing. And it just holds up. It never stops working. This is a great device. So then working the other side, you would do the same kind of things over here. Lifting the forehead. Lifting the brow. Doing some lifting and holding. Same thing we did on the other side. And I'm going to do it quickly because I want to get to the next fun thing we're going to do. Try and turn my hand so you guys can see what I'm doing. How many times a week would you use the Clear Blend Mini? So the Clear Blend Mini, you could do the Clear Blend Mini 3 times a week for good maintenance. I spoke about it last week. I'm gonna speak about it a little bit again this week. When you have serious changes that you wanna make to your face, like for instance, I have one eye that's droopier than the other. When I go to a professional esthetician using like the TAMA device, the professional TAMA device, a real microcurrent device, I can go and work with my esthetician and she can get this eyelid to lift and be as lifted as this eyelid. I cannot do that on my own, but she's doing a lot of work on my scalp, my cranium, all of this work in here, and she really understands all the underlying muscles that are pulling and going to work, and she gets in there and does this very intense, wonderful treatment. And you would talk to her and she'll even say, no, I don't do it on myself at home. I have someone else do it. I mean, it's very hard to do that kind of an in-depth personal treatment on yourself. Why? The way I use the Mini and the way I recommend using your Mini as a supplement to professional treatments. So go in and spend 2 to 3 months having regular professional treatments a couple times a week and really get that work done that you want and that lifting and changing that you want to have done, and then be using your Claire Blend Mini at home to maintain all of that. So you can do some lifting and you will see a difference lifting and toning with your Claire Blend Mini, but it's not going to be the same as when you go and have a professional treatment. It's just, we just don't know, right? Us home users, we don't know those muscles and those techniques as well as the pros do. They really get in there and understand all of that muscle structure, and they can look at your face and say, oh, I see what's happening. This muscle here is too strong. This one's too weak. We need to change that. And it's like having body work. Yeah, we can have tools and devices that we do massage work on ourselves, but it's different than when you go into a physical therapist or you go into a massage therapist who really can see the structure of your body and see what's happening, what's out of balance, and help create balance for you. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's get to the next fun step. I'm going to show you guys how to use your Mitama for droopy eyelids. The first thing though that we want to do, let me find them, here we go. First thing we're gonna do is I wanna show you your pads. Now these square pads are often too big for a lot of us. A lot of us have a smaller forehead, and the square pad can just be, you know, so big that you can't, it just takes up the whole forehead, or you can't put two on your forehead because they're so big. Well, you can cut up your pads. So before coming today, I went ahead and did this, and one of them I didn't cut, and I wanted to show you. So you can see where the electrical cord's coming in, and then I took a pen and I drew an outline on my pad that goes around the cord. You can feel the cord with your fingers, so you know where it begins and ends. You take a pen and you draw a bit outside of the line of your cord. You don't want to cut your cord when you are trimming up your pads. So I've drawn a line across the bottom and lines on the side. So I know, okay, whatever cutting and shaping I do, I'm not gonna cut that little area, okay? So here's a pad that I went ahead and cut after I drew my lines, so I knew where not to cut, and then I just cut it down and made it a bit smaller. Today, I'm gonna use that pad on my 11s, and I'm gonna just go crosswise on my 11, diagonal, okay? Now the other two pads I cut so they will go around my eye. So I drew my lines to protect my cord, then I cut a nice V and across and a V going down. And the beauty of this is now I can put one on each of my little droopy eyelids. Now here's another tip. When you do this, you guys, when you have these at home, you can also do these to do a lip treatment, right? So let me pull one off real quick, show you. Look at that. So if you have a Mitama and you only have 2 attachments, you have a cord with only 2 attachments, you could do the lip treatment like this for those lip lines. It's awesome. But I am doing the droopy eyelids, so for this treatment, you're gonna need to buy our advanced kit. The advanced kit comes with more of these pads, and it comes with a cord that has 4 attachments. I'm gonna pull that out of my bag now. Your Mitama comes with this great bag that you just throw all your stuff in there. Here we go. Here is my 4-prong pad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do white on the top. Write this down now, you guys. Get out a piece of paper and draw yourself your face. Draw your face and draw your little pads where you're going to put them and write what color you're going to do, okay? We will have these diagrams coming out for you guys in the next month or so. We're working hard on them. My graphic art team are drawing pictures and diagrams. They're creating all these for you guys, but it takes time. So in order to keep it to stay on, I'm gonna drape it over my head. Now, so I've got white on top. As a rule, it doesn't really matter, but just to keep it easy, look at this tangle. Oh, brother. So in general, I am always going to put my white pads highest in elevation, and then I'm going to put my red pads, I just have to start over here because I've got this all messed up. Then I'm going to put my red pads at the lower elevation. So I'm going to start with my white. There we go. Glue it on there. Now, some people get very red underneath their conductive pad. If you do, my recommendation to you is to put conductive gel under the pad, or if you just don't like that feeling and it feels too itchy or icky, put conductive gel underneath your pad, and that'll give you a little buffer. Also, if you have a tendency to get red under the pads, turn the volume down. You don't have to have it on the highest volume in order to be successful. All you need to do is have it on. So, one there. Now I'm grabbing. This is easier to do at home by myself than it is to do with you guys on here. They're all going to keep falling off because one thing I do at home is I lay back. One, whoops, I did the whole eye. I just want my eyebrow in between there. Close my eye. Now, if your eyes are tinier than mine, you could not cut as big of a space. You can make your space smaller, or you could trim off, right? You could trim off like this where I'm having this come down over my eye. I'm gonna see how that goes. You could trim that down so it's not so big. You can customize these pads to fit exactly how you want them to fit. You're gonna do your 20-minute treatment with this. Now, where is my Mitama? There it is. Grabbing my cord. Plugging it in. Turning it on. There it goes. Can you see the little lights? Yeah, it's going. I have mine turned on one below the full strength. And then I'm just gonna, normally at home, I'm gonna sit back and just relax for 20 minutes and enjoy my treatment. It's wonderful. But for today, oh, hey, this is so silly. Don't do this. I'm wondering, why am I not feeling this so much? Okay, white on top, reds. You guys think I'm crazy. I am crazy. There's a red. Okay, now I'm seeing. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing any lights flashing. Duh, Gina, gotta be connected. Red. Okay. One on top, one on bottom, one on top, one on bottom, and now I see my little flashing lights and everything is working the way it's supposed to. You guys are gonna love this treatment. I'm just closing my eyes. I really like the little pulse of the light. The first setting, I think it's the first 4 minutes, is that detoxifying setting, and you really see that flashing, and then the next frequency it goes into, then that flashing kind of turns into these wah kind of waves. It's pretty cool. So that is your treatment for droopy eyelids. Isn't that cool? So easy to do. I'm going to put my pads back on here so we can finish up. The fourth pad doesn't go on. Good job. You noticed that the fourth pad didn't get hooked up. That's okay. You can use 3 pads. With this particular pattern, we're not using 4, we're just using 3. So you would just not hook up your fourth connector. Turn my device off. So now if I've done all of this at nighttime, if I've done it in the morning, then I'm going to go ahead and put on some of my Promoter, Sculptra Promoter Collagen Gel, just so I have that little extra moisture around the eye area. But I'm doing this as if it's a night treatment halfway through the day. I love this stuff. So I'm grabbing my Hale and Hush Brilliant Eyes. eye and lip. First thing I do is put some on my lips. I've had such dry lips. I finally quit. After I told you guys I was being so steadfast putting my retinol cream all over my mouth, I finally quit. I was like, no, this is stupid. I overdid it and I was so chapped and dry and peeling for a week. I finally said, okay, that's enough. And the lines are better. I do really feel that I made a difference in the lines and around my lips, and I made a difference in the vermilion line. It's much stronger. But overall, retinol for the mouth area, you just got to be so careful with it and not do too much. So I've got my Brilliant Eyes. I'm patting it in on this area. Somebody wants to know why it's going up in price. You know, I'm told that it's the electronics. And you know, a lot of companies who are getting electronics from overseas, Mitama does all of their production where they actually build their devices here in the US, but they get parts from other countries. And you know, with all these crazy things happening with COVID and everything, we're seeing a lot of companies really struggling to get the things that they need. So I believe Mitama is having trouble getting the same price they used to get for some of the components in their device, and so they are going to raise the price on the device. I tried to stop that from happening. I said, you know, get rid of the box. We don't need a box. Just, you know, keep the price the same. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and it's really disappointing. I'm really disappointed, and I'm not sure. I know that this device, there's nothing like the technology of the Mitama out there. The founder of the company has done an amazing job with this device and the things that it does, and the way it contributes to the health of your body and your skin. So I really think it's worthwhile. If you can get one before the prices go up, I think that that would be the best thing to do. We do have a firm on the website, so you can make payments on it after that. But yeah, I know. None of us are happy about a price increase, right? On a device that's already so much more expensive than anything else out there. I feel bad because I felt like it was, kind of worth it for the price it was at. I definitely feel it was worth it because I see so many great results, and I know you guys are too. But when the price gets to a higher level, I feel bad. I'm like, I don't know if I can keep promoting a product that's that darned expensive. It's just crazy. Anyway, I'm going to get off that topic. I'm going to open up now to questions. So you guys can start asking me questions. I'm going to get my computer back awake because it went to sleep. And let's get into, here we go. Got lots of questions on here. There we go. Oh, sorry, I need to go get a mouse. Trying to get to the top of the questions. Bear with me while I try and get that going for you guys. All the way to the top. Megan says, love your channel. Do you do peptide for eyes? So Megan, yes, some of the products that I use definitely have peptides in them. The Sculptra Promoter has peptides in it. The Anti-Age Eye Serum, I've been seeing the photos that they sent me before and after pictures, and I was really impressed, but it wasn't until I put it on myself and saw the difference with this. So anybody who has a delicate eye area where the skin is looking thin or delicate or crepey or bruisey, dark circles, when you put on this Anti-Age eye cream, it takes care of it. It's amazing. The lineup of ingredients in this is fantastic. I printed it out and I was actually going to read it to you guys, but instead what I'm going to do is put it on the website. In the product description, you can see the lineup of ingredients in this. And when I looked at the ingredients, I thought, wow, how'd they get all of that in there and have it be an elegant product? I just didn't think it was going to be elegant. But then I put it on and it really is elegant, light, has a wonderful feel, and just the results I was really ready to give up. I was so frustrated. Like I said, I was going through everything on the website, trying peptides, everything. So, oh, Megan says also she tried out the Farmhouse Fresh Citrus Toner and she says it's amazing. That's great. We had that on Double Rewards last week. Let me take a moment and plug what's on Double Rewards for this week. So Double Rewards is going to be the Stem Cell Mist from Scopla. And we're celebrating this product because they changed the name of it. So it used to say, I don't know, Scopla Stem Cell Mist, I think, up there. And now it says Paleo Stem Cell Mist. And what they did was they boosted the amount of PLLA. Sorry, I'm looking at messages as I'm talking. So they boosted the amount of PLLA in there. So it is stronger than ever before, did not increase the price, just changed the name of it. This is the stuff. A lot of people use this in the wrong order. They're putting it on like they would a toner. This goes on last. This goes on after all your makeup, sunscreen, makeup, everything, and then you put this on. This is a thing that I spritz on my skin and including my neck before I go live on a video because it takes your makeup and just melts your makeup beautifully into your skin. It softens all the lines and crepiness on the skin, the neck. It's a little miracle in a bottle. It's expensive. I will tell you it is expensive, but it's especially for a finishing mist. I've had people say to me, "Oh, well, I can get a finishing mist, for a quarter of that price." Yeah, but you won't get these results. That's all I can say is that the Paleo Stem Cell Mist gives your skin the most amazing glow when you finish putting on all your makeup and everything. And so on Thursday, it will be on double reward points. So when you buy it, you'll get 2 times reward points for that item. Faye on here is saying, my skin is dull and very congested with whiteheads and blackheads and texture. What should I get? So Faye, that all depends on what you are already using at home. And I cannot do a consultation while we're live on YouTube with you. What I recommend is that you go to Art of Skincare and purchase one of our customized protocols. It's just $30. And we'll get in there, with a customized protocol, we'll see what have you been putting on your face. I'll get to see some pictures of your skin, and then I'll get to see like what things should you take out of your routine that are maybe contributing to the problem. And then I can tell you what key products to add into your routine that will help alleviate that problem, because I just have to know more information. There's a lot of over-the-counter skincare, right? You can go out, or even on my website, you can go and say, oh, this is for blackheads. I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to buy that. But the beauty of professional skincare is that if you get professional advice from the people who understand the products and know how to use them, you can really get in there and target your skincare to really make some amazing differences. And so if you go on my website and you just start grabbing a bunch of different acids or things like that, they might not be compatible, they might be too strong for you, they might be the wrong kind of acids for the kind of bumps that you have, and then you've wasted your money because you've got the wrong thing. Or maybe the whole problem is just that you're using a product with really poor clogging ingredients. Maybe you're using MAC makeup, which I use that example because that's like the worst. That'll give anybody acne cosmetica. And maybe if we just take you off that, within a few months, your skin is going to be clear. So I just recommend that you do that customized protocol, spend that little bit of extra money to do that, and then we can really dive in there and give you the good information that you need. Because I could tell you, go get these Skin Perfector pads from Lemieux, or the new serum from Pure Herb. We have some wonderful new exfoliant serum bottles that you can put on your face that deal with congestion and dark spots. And I'll probably tell you guys about that next week. That could be excellent for you. It might do the trick, but it might not if I don't know what else you're putting on your skin. It could be good, it could not be good. I can't give you the wrong advice. So Val wanted to know what device I was using. That was the Claire Blend Mini, I think, when you asked that question. Oh, actually, maybe it was when we were doing the Anma. Sherry jumped in and answered the question. Anma, it's actually A-N-M-A. So Anma, it's a Japanese tool. And that's great. I'm glad when you guys, thank you, Sherry, for just jumping in there and helping out. So awesome. And Sherry, no, the Clairvoyant Mini doesn't get warm. Mahalia went in and answered some questions, so I'm going to leave that. Lindsay wants to know, are these items okay for acne-prone skin? So I'm thinking about it. Everything that I use today is safe for acne-prone skin. Now, that said, if you have inflamed acne and you just still have pimples on top of pimples and breakouts and inflammation, I'm not going to be putting any of these devices on you or any of these tools on you. For a Mitama, I would be grabbing the clear Mitama, which is the one for clearing the skin and for acne. But I'm not going to put any of this on your skin until after we've cleared up all those breakouts. So if your skin, is acne prone, but you're clear, yes, everything that I've mentioned here is safe for you to use today. So Val G1 says, I guess these aren't tools you can buy and use at home for estheticians only. No, I'm sorry if I gave you that impression, Val. These are for home use. Everything that I showed you today is used at home. And that's why I'm teaching you how to use them at home. Let's see, Mahalia did a good job of jumping in here and answering some questions about how long and how long you can do your Clairblend Mini and how often. She did a great job with that. Valentina, no, you do not need an eye mask for this treatment. You just need your pads, 3 pads. Parvin, hello. That you're the one. Well, no, where's the 4th pad go? You leave it off. No 4th pad on this one. Okay, and Kathy says, it's not our fault. And yeah, she brings up a good point. She goes, please don't stop supporting us or supporting you guys with your Mitamas. Even if I'm not selling the Mitamas because of the price increases, I will have all of my trainings that I do with the Mitama will be available for my Mitama customers. And in fact, my team is working hard every day to create diagrams and perfect instructions for you guys. And as they get those done, they will be emailing those out to my Mitama customers so that you will have the information that you need. I'm so excited. I wish I could show you. One of my artists has drawn a picture of a bathtub with a mermaid in it doing the detox treatment with the gloves with your Mitamas, and it's so beautiful. I can't wait to send it to you guys. But I'm getting a lot of questions in our customer care center asking how to use your gloves, and it's so simple. So we use the gloves so that we can conduct the current so that it is a detoxifying treatment. So the way to use the gloves is you put 2 pads behind the neck here, and of course when I say higher up pads, I'm going white, right? So 2 white pads up here. Then I'm putting the gloves on. I've got a bathtub full of water, which I've poured 1 cupful of my Tamatonic in. I get my hands wet in that bath, and then I get in my bath and I just relax. And that is your detoxifying treatment. Now, there's 2 choices when you're doing that. You could put a sheet mask on your face, and then you would put your 2 white pads. Instead of putting them on your neck, put your 2 white pads on your forehead, and then put your gloves on, hook in your red connectors, and then lay in your bathtub with your Tamatonic in it, lay in your bath for 20 minutes and enjoy your treatment with that mask on. That's how easy it is to do your treatment with your gloves. So So yes, I will keep supporting my Tama ladies. So thoughts on Michelle Corley Peptide Eye Serum? Yes, Sonia. I love that eye serum, and that was one of the things I was doing. I was putting on my peptide eye serum, using my MBK rejuvenator to work it into the eye area, and then I was putting on the Michelle Corley. Let me repeat and make sure I said it right. So I put on the Michelle Corley Peptide Eye Serum. I used my MBK to work it in. Then I got the Michelle Corley Eye Cream, and I put that on top. And that was working pretty well. And I would say for a younger person or somebody who wasn't having as severe of issues as I was having, that would work really great. So I was like level 2 of traumatized skin, puffiness, dark circles, crepey. I mean, it was just crepey all around my eyes. And while those helped, Michelle Corley helped, I didn't see my skin go back a year and be younger until I pulled out the anti-age. So that's the little review on that. Parvin wants to know, can you please do a video on using Mitama without the mask? So Parvin, that's what we did today. Okay, right? We put 2 pads here and 1 pad here. That's without a mask. I also showed you that you could put one of the pads here and here without a mask. I have some other facelift things that we'll be doing where you just put pads in certain areas. All of that's done without a mask. You can get in the bathtub without a mask. You just put 1 pad here, 1 pad here, put your gloves on and get in your bath. Okay, so we've also done, past ones I know that are on YouTube. If you're one of my clients, you have the link to get to my YouTube Mitama videos. And there's a video where we do the pads, 4 pads, right? Whites and reds on the bottom. And then you lay a lush cloth, a damp lush cloth across your eyes. That one's also done without a sheet mask. So there's some ideas for you. Inga wants to know, can I use the Sculptra Promoter Collagen Gel with Claire Blend Mini? Absolutely, 100%. This is the gel that I use with all of my devices. Sonia wants to know, what is the best product for dark circles? Right now, I'd say the best results I'm seeing is anti-age, the anti-age eye. We also see good results with dark circles with Skin Script's Tripeptide Eye Serum. And it depends also on the kind of dark circles you have. If it's those bruisey kind of dark circles, this is going to be great. If it's more the dark circles where you've got dark pigment, like maybe you've got a buildup of brown pigmentation under the eyes, that's going to use either the Skin Script's Tripeptide or Is Clinical's vitamin C serum for the eye area if you're needing to lighten dark pigmentation around the eyes. Okay. Sam says, I thought you had to use a grounding pad on your chest as well. No, not with this treatment, you don't. No. So when we're putting a pad on the chest, it's not really grounding. We put the pad on the chest because that's conducting through the skin, and the other pads are going on the sheet mask, right? So when you have it on the sheet mask then becomes all conductive, and then you've got a pad on your body, so it makes your body conductive. So you've got both polarities coming together and meeting at that surface underneath the sheet mask, right? So that's why we have one on the skin, one on the mask. We want to enliven the mask and we want to connect our body. With this treatment, we are just working on the body and using 3 pads on the body. Okay. Can I use a cord with 4 attachments instead cord with 2 attachments and 2 red attachments? So there's 2 cords you can use with your Mitama, Sarah, and I'm not sure what your question exactly is, but there's 2 cords that you can use with your Mitama. One has 4 prongs and one has 2 prongs. You can use your 4 prong and just use 2 of the prongs, or you can use 3 of the prongs. That'll be fine. Or if you just want to use 2 prongs, then use your cord with 2 prong attachment. that make sense? There's only one place to put cords in, so you can't put the two prong and the 4-prong into your mitama. You have to choose one or the other. But you can use your 4-prong, and you could only use 2 of the attachments on the 4-prong and leave the other 2 unattached. That's fine. There's no problem with doing that. And I did, let's see what else we have here. MBK eye rejuvenator to lift the eyelids. The MBK eye rejuvenator is not really doing that kind of lifting like we did with the Claire Blend Mini, right? It's more product penetration, and it is sending ATP into the muscles and the tissues and all of that. So all those tissues are going to be healthier. But like I said, when you go get a professional microcurrent treatment, you're conducting current from one place to another in specific areas to make specific changes. So when we do our Claire Blend Mini, where'd you go, Mini? Here it is. When I've got my Mini out, I have 2 prongs on there. So I'm conducting electricity between one and the other. So that is going to be conducting more in that direction of what you're thinking of to actually do the lifting of the drooping eyelid. The MBK eye rejuvenator is still great, and you can use it every day. And like I said, it is stimulating ATP, but it's not doing corrective measures with your muscles. It's not like doing that exactly. Okay, I hope that gotcha. I'm seeing if there's any more questions. It looks like we have finished the questions. We've gotten through everything. I'm thinking if there's anything else that we want to get in there and talk about with your eyes. You know, every night when I go to bed, I do gentle pressure, gentle massage on my face because my family, my dad and I, we are big scrunchers. We scrunch our faces up and everything. And by the end of the day, I feel all that tension through here. And I can even feel the tension from my jaw because I'm a clencher too. I clench my teeth. I can feel all of that tension just pulling my face down. So at night, a lot of times when I lay into bed, I'm going to do little movements like this. Just releasing that tension like I showed you here. This is just so light. It's just, I'm really just dragging my fingers on the surface of my skin. Same thing with my mouth area. I'm just releasing that tension that's in there. Now you can look back through my YouTube videos and you'll find my mouth massage. That's really awesome. And I often do that at nighttime too. I stick my finger in and I work all those muscles around my lips and my mouth and my skin. After you do some of these massage techniques, you get in there and you do some of the mouth and then you look at your face and you say, oh, it's just all plump and juicy. And the mitama does that, right? You put the mitama on, when you take it off, everything is just enlivened and lifted and full, and it's wonderful. But also doing some of these massage techniques and make a big difference. And that's why the Anma, so many people like to do the Anma in the shower or just have your Anma next to the bed. And at night, do a little bit with your Anma, just very, very gently stimulating the release of the tension. Because when we carry tension, we have stress in our body, we carry it on our face and our necks. And if we can gently release that, it makes a big difference in the health of our skin, because we have better circulation when that fascia is released and when we're relaxed. It's all just so much better. I mean, some of you may have heard of a type of meditation. It's called a heartbeat meditation. There's a book out there on it. You can look for it, where you actually spend some time each day learning to hear your heartbeat. And when you begin to do that, one of my favorite things to do is to hear that heartbeat, and then you begin to be able to feel the heartbeat, and you feel it in different parts of your body, and you can actually I can feel my heartbeat in my face. And when you can do that and you're feeling that heartbeat, you just feel all of the tension drain away, and you feel the circulation increase. all of that good stuff happens that keeps your skin and your whole body really healthy. So it's one of the reasons why I love the Mitama, because the Mitama goes to work doing that. Those frequencies go in there and just start releasing things and stimulating and creating a healthier environment in your skin. But you can also do that for yourself, whether through some massage or through the heartbeat meditation and moving around with your focus to where you feel your heartbeat in different parts of your body, and you'll be amazed what you can do for your skin to keep it really healthy and glowing. I did want to touch on one thing before I get off today. We have, oh gosh, we're already at 12:30. This hour just flies by. But I've had, I talk about it all the time, so I just have to keep talking about it again. See this line I have right here? Oops, I just hit my camera. See this line? And in my pictures, you'll always see it there. And guess what? You will always see that line on my face. It's part of who I am. And these little lines over here, they are who I am. And I'm gonna be 60 in March. No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be 59 in March. And my husband's gonna be 60. And these lines that you see on my face, they are gonna get deeper. And I'm gonna get more lines around my mouth. They're gonna get deeper. And that's just part of aging. And I come at you guys and I show you all these great tricks and tips and things that you can do. But I want you to know that it's not gonna stop the lines. If I wanted to get rid of this, I would go put Botox in here, right? And kill those muscles and not have that reaction. That's not my goal. And it's not my goal to teach you guys how to have skin that looks 30 or 35 forever and have no wrinkles and no droopy eyelids. That's not my goal. My goal for you, my goal for myself, my goal for you guys is that no matter if you've got the drooping eyelids, no matter if you've got 11s and wrinkles and lines, no matter all of that, your skin is radiant, translucent, and glowing. Because I believe that if it has all of those elements of great health, it doesn't matter how many lines you have on your face. It doesn't matter if you've got smile lines on your face. None of that to me and my heart matters. What I'm all about and what I want to help you guys to do is embrace your own natural beauty. My art is to enhance your natural beauty and to embrace our age at every age that we are. And that's why you see my mother-in-law's pictures. Maxine, she's on my website. She's in her 80s. Lots of lines and texture all over her skin. And I love that. It's beautiful. And we are all getting those, and it's beautiful. And sometimes we don't feel beautiful. And I have those days too, especially when I was going through this period the last couple of months where my eyelids were so crepey and dry. And I want to say that talking about that and my frustration with that was not so much that I'm getting wrinkles, was that it was unhealthy. You would just look at my eyes and the tissue did not look healthy. So I'm okay with having crisscross pattern lines going on. And I have that crisscross, especially when we're having to wear masks again. Oh my gosh, we're wearing masks. It's making these crisscross lines. I'm gonna have those lines, but I want the skin to be the way it is today. I want it to be translucent and glowing and beautiful. And that's the most important thing to me. And that's what I wanna share with all of you guys. I had somebody comment not long ago, calling me a liar, saying, there's no way you haven't put fillers in your cheeks. And now my team's gonna be laughing at me. Why do you even bring that up? But I just wanna say that I'm not gonna do that. I've never done that. I have done Botox. When I was 50, I got Botox twice on the 11s, and then I said, it's not for me, I'm not gonna do that. But my commitment to you guys is that I'm not gonna put things in my skin or fillers or Botox or facelifts, any of that. It's just my choice not to do that because I wanna come authentically to you as a 59-year-old woman and what to expect from your skin at those ages. Now, I don't mind if you've had those fillers, facelifts, anything, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And other speakers on YouTube, other estheticians, I'm glad they do that and that you guys support them and do that. But what my commitment and what I'm about on my channel is not doing those things. And you're gonna see me continue to age, and I'm gonna try and do it beautifully with glowing skin. So that's my little 2 cents. I did see a couple more messages come in down here at the end. So let's see if where I left off and what I might have missed. Parvin, thank you so much. So sweet. Valentina says she used the Anma last night on her scalp and felt painful indentations on my head before I used it. And this morning they are gone. That's awesome. Yeah, you can even feel those painful spots. Those are our often lymphatic drainage points, acupressure points, and you can feel those even just using your fingers, and just hold those points and then release. But what I don't want you to do is get in with their Anma and rake and rake and rake over all that. No, 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 no. Okay, the Anma is gentle. It's gentle. Sarah says, I already have a cord with 4 prongs, but the end of the prongs are all white. No, you want to have some opposition there. So you need to have one that has opposing colors. You know, some companies might make them differently. The ones we get are from Anma, so they are created to work, not with Anma, they're from Mitama. So they are created to work with Mitama, and you want to have 2 opposing colors, whether it's black, 2 black and 2 white, that's fine, 2 red, 2 white, but you know, for the same, that's no bueno. Okay. Katie says, I love doing face massage, but every time I try to do a massage on my eyebrows, I clench too and feel it in my entire face. I get a headache or even a migraine. Why is happening? So Katie, there are certain people out there who are very sensitive. People with fibromyalgia, for instance, you cannot do massage on them or they have a bad reaction to that. So you may be one of those people that needs such a sensitive touch. So just tonight, experiment with just the side of your eyes and just think of it as a skin massage. You know, we do this as kids. I used to do this. I do it on my granddaughter. I did it on my kids, but they call it tracing. Do you know when your kid's trying to go to sleep? So on their skin, you do these tracing moves, and you're just very lightly running your fingers over their skin, and then they get little goosebumps all over, and it just feels so good. Well, that's what I want you to do. You are just doing that really light tracing movement that is just so gentle. That's what I want you to try doing. And that's what I want everybody to do. It is just so very light. And don't do very much of it at first. Just, you know, do this a couple times and then go to bed. Try it out. Okay. More questions piling in. Everybody's going for it. How do you use it on the scalp? So if we're talking about Anma, the scalp, it's just very lightly all over. Now what that temptation is to get on there and grind it down onto the scalp. Don't do that. Don't do it. And you'll even see me on some of my early videos. I'll go, oh, it feels so good. I just used so much more pressure on my scalp. And I shouldn't be doing that. We should edit those off. It really needs to be this very light pressure. Sarah says, a great color on you. Thank you. My husband picked this out for me when I was in Arizona visiting with Tama, or Mitama people. Okay, and that's everybody. I'm going to take off now. I'll be coming back at you next week. And I'll, of course, have some more fun tricks and things up my sleeves. I'll bring you another Mitama treatment. I'll decide which one I'm going to do for you guys. This is another little soft massage technique that feels so good. It's called tapping, tapotment. So anyway, I'm going to bring you guys next week another Mitama treatment. I haven't decided which one yet, but I will think of one and I will bring it for you guys. And it probably won't be with the gloves in the bathtub because that is just so easy. And there's not much for me to do with that. Just get in your bathtub and put on your gloves, put pads on either side of the back of your neck and enjoy your bath. That's all you've got to do with those puppies. Okay, so I'm taking off now. I'll see you guys next week and we will do all of this again. Have a wonderful day.